Nick, what advice would you give to students in terms of thinking about what they should attend at their first AASP conference?
I think it can be pretty overwhelming at any conference, but especially at AASP, there's a lot of concurrent sessions and good talks. I think the one thing I would say is you should always plan on attending the Coleman Griffith lecture, anything that's a keynote where the speaker's highlighted in the program. Plan on at least dropping in on those, and then think about what you're interested in. Spend some time thinking about, if you're a master's student, what might you do your thesis on, what researchers' names do you recognize, and try and find those people. And I think that's a good place to start, and realize that you can, if something isn't what you thought it would be, you can get up and leave and go to something else.
So, Anna-Marie, how should students prepare for their first AASP conference?
That's a great question. I think it can be kind of an overwhelming experience as soon as you get here, so any legwork that you can do before coming to the conference is useful. I love to look at the program when it comes out and just scan through and see what sort of presentations grab my eye, different topics I'm interested in, and especially if there's people I want to meet, I want to see when they're presenting and what they're going to be talking about. And that also kind of expands into networking opportunities. If there's someone I'd like to collaborate with, I can see, okay, they're going to be at this place at this time, and I can go and catch up with them at some point.
So a big part of the first conference is make an introduction. So how can students make introductions to faculty and other professionals in the field?
Yeah, it can be a really awkward situation. And I would first say that we have, for the most part, our professional members, faculty, practitioners are really student friendly and open and wanting to meet you. But they're busy. They're pulled in a lot of different directions. So ideally, you would identify that list of the people that you want to meet early out and try and contact them before the conference and shoot them an email. I did this myself many years ago with Dan Gould before a conference, Western Psychological Association conference. I emailed him. He said, "Yeah, I'll make I can make time for you." And we met and spent 20 minutes talking, and it just made things a little bit easier because we had already connected. If you can't do that, it's just finding the right time, being aware of what that person is doing. If it looks like they're in a rush and headed somewhere, you just need to be aware of the nonverbal cues. And the other thing is, if you're there with a faculty member or a mentor that may know that person, have them make the introduction, and they can kind of brag about you or whatever, and that makes that initial meeting a little more comfortable.
And is there any additional information or advice you'd perhaps give a incoming or first attendee?
Just to have fun and to also branch out of the conference and do some things in the city or wherever the conference is located. Especially, certain areas of the country are really beautiful in the fall. When we went to Providence, it was just lovely to go for a nice walk and check out the area. So yeah, I think just kind of also get out of your comfort zone and be okay with sometimes conversations can be awkward with someone that you've just met, and that's fine. It might be a little weird at first, but to kind of get comfortable being uncomfortable is probably the biggest advice that I would give. And that's some of the advice that I got before attending my first conference. So I was really thankful for that.
And what are some common mistakes students make when attending their first conference?
I think the number one is doing too much and trying to attend everything. And I think if you asked anyone who's been coming to this conference for years, they would say that the first year or two they tried to do way too much. They tried to go to all the conferences and stay out late and hang out and party and then get up, and you just end up driving yourself into the ground. So I would build breaks in, build downtime in for yourself, stay hydrated, remember to eat. I mean, these are simple things, but they'll make your conference so much more enjoyable. Because obviously, we know if you're not eating properly, you're not drinking, the sessions aren't going to be of any use to you anyways, because you won't be able to focus.